Hello, everybody. We are going to start this informative session. So let me start by introducing myself. I'm Ines Bouzon and my colleague, Carla Carbonell, and we will be in charge of presenting some information about the call. So I'm trying to share my screen. Okay. So we are ready. I will start with some practical information about the session. You were asking in the chat, this session will be conducted in English. We have participants from different parts of the world. And it will consist on a presentation by Carla and me. And afterwards, we will have a live Q&A session once we finished. And it is important for this Q&A session that if you wish to ask a question, you need to click on the raise hand icon. And then you will be put in a queue that you will not see, but you will be in a queue. So when your turn arrives, you will be asked to become a panelist of the session. You need to ask yes or to accept this invitation, and then your microphone and camera will be open and you will be able to ask a question. But please pay attention not only to the presentation, but also to other questions asked by other participants to avoid any repetitions and to make this session as useful as possible. If you have any technical issues, you can use the chat to let us know. And if we finish this session and we have not been able to answer your question, you can always contact us at this email address indicated here. Also, some more information about the call. You can always access our documents in our website. You will find there the rules for participation, the evaluation and eligibility guide, but also a manual for submission and a video tutorial for submission, which is a step-by-step video of the submission process and the application process. And this is super useful. So I highly recommend that you check the video if you have any issue during the submission, because it will probably provide you the answers you need, and it will be more rapid than sending us an email. But you can always contact us, as I was mentioning before, in our email address. So this session will be divided into two subsections. We will start with some general information about the call, and then afterwards, Carla will let you know some important aspects of the submission process in the online system. So let's start with this general information, which is based in frequently asked questions that we've had in the previous editions of the call. So this is the timeline. You know that the call is now open and it will remain open until November 19th. It will be automatically closed at 2 p.m. CET, so no proposals will be admitted after this moment. Then you will have the remote evaluation, and then the selection committees that will be in May 14th and 15th here in Barcelona in person. Some important information to start a proposal as project leader. You need to comply some pre-eligibility criteria. So the first of those is that your remote evaluations from last editions, from last year's proposal, as PL, as project leader, and as PI, require at least a 5.5 in the remote evaluation. So if you submitted last year more than one proposal as project leader and as PI, you need a higher score than 5.5 in all of them to submit in this year's edition a proposal as project leader. If your scores were lower than 5.5, you can still submit proposals to this edition, but not as project leader, but as principal investigator or as team member. Also, to be a project leader in this edition, no granted projects from the 3 previous editions as PL should be active. And on the other hand, your host organization should be based in Spain or Portugal. This is for project leaders. Principal investigators can be in organizations outside Spain and Portugal. Also, there is no limitation of proposals per organization and PI team members, but you can only submit one as project leader. And PLs should submit their proposals through the organization where they will carry out the project if awarded. This is really important. If you check the rules for participation, you will see that you need to have a professional relation with the with your host organization. But if you know that the project will be carried out in a different organization in which you are now, you need to write an email to us with your specific case, and we will check it, because we need that you submit your proposal through the organization where the project will be carried out. Okay, so if you are transitioning from one organization to the other, please write an email and we will check your specific case. I'm trying to move my slides, but I cannot. I don't know. Okay. Okay. So these are the 5 thematic areas of our call: neurosciences, oncology, infectious diseases, cardiovascular and associated metabolic diseases, and enabling technologies. The enabling technologies area is a bit different. We expect to receive here projects focused on the creation and development of health facilitating technologies, but they should be focused on topics of the other 4 thematic areas. And also you need to consider that any proposal that is not properly allocated in the enabling technologies thematic area may be discarded by us at any stage of the selection process. So if you are planning to submit your proposal in the enabling technologies thematic area, please check the rules for participation and check the definition of this thematic area to be sure that your proposal is eligible in here. And there's an equitable budget distribution among the 5 thematic areas. So maybe you know from previous editions that we have collaboration agreements with other institutions that help us to co-fund some projects. So we have collaboration with the FCT in Portugal that may fund additional projects whose host organization is based in Portugal. We also have a collaboration with the Francisco Luzón Foundation that may co-fund one project on ALS. And we have a last collaboration with Breakthrough T1D, which may co-fund one project on type 1 diabetes. To be sure that your proposal is aligned with these collaborations, we recommend you to check section 4.1 of the rules for participation. Regarding these agreements, if you are planning to submit your proposal under one of these agreements, the proposal should fit into one of the thematic areas that we've mentioned before, and proposals on ALS and T1D should have a clear focus on these diseases, as well as I've said, be related to one of the previous thematic areas. The eligibility of proposals to be selected under these agreements will be reviewed. On the other hand, the budget concepts, you know, we have the budget divided into direct cost, indirect cost, and subcontracting. Here, it's important to consider that the indirect costs, the overheads, are calculated as a maximum of 10% per organization of the direct cost. So for the indirect cost, you should not consider the subcontracting, but only the direct cost. Also, an important limitation in terms of budget is that no more than 30% of the total budget can be assigned to non-Spanish or Portuguese organizations. Another important thing is that there are no limits in different concepts or among partner CSOs, so you are totally free to distribute the budget as you consider is better for your proposal, but consider that the budget is one of the evaluated aspects for our reviewers. And there's also one frequently asked questions related to the direct cost and the personnel costs. You can include here new contracts, salary complements, and contracts already paid by the organization. So we don't, there's no limitation in here. So the keywords that you need to select when submitting your proposals. This is a key part, a crucial part of the submission process. So you need to know that keywords will be used to select the peer reviewers that will be assigned to your proposal. So there are 2 important considerations when choosing your keywords. That we are using keywords from the NIH mesh tree. So this is a tree structure, and keywords can be classified in more than one branch. And also, as this is a tree, there's a hierarchical organization of the keywords. So let me put an example to explain this. If you want to choose the keyword brain neoplasms, this keyword can be classified under the nervous system diseases branch or under the neoplasms branch. And this will have a direct impact of the kind of reviewer that will be evaluating your proposal. By indicating brain neoplasms from branch A, nervous system diseases, your project is more prone to be evaluated by a neurosciences expert. While choosing brain neoplasms from branch B, neoplasms, it will be more prone that your project is evaluated by an oncology expert. So for that reason, we recommend you to select the keywords at the lowest level possible from the mesh tree. So be specific when selecting your keywords. Select only the keyword from the branch that best fits with the thematic of your proposal, like oncology or neuroscience in the previous example, and do not select the same keyword from different branches unless it is totally indispensable for the best evaluation of your proposal. You will be asked to select main keywords that should describe the core of your proposal and will have a higher impact in the selection of the reviewers. And then you will be asked to select the other important keywords that should highlight aspects that are not described in the previous main keywords and which can result in important expertise for the revision of the proposal. But these other important keywords will have a lower impact in the selection of the reviewers. So keep in mind that keyword selection is key for the assignment of the remote reviewers, whereas thematic area classifies your proposal into a selection committee in the last evaluation phase of the evaluation process. Then the eligibility process. In here, you know that our eligibility process consists of two phases, which is the format eligibility. In here, we check that the application criteria are fulfilled and are aligned with the rules for participation of the call. And then we have the content eligibility. In here, we ensure the application is ready to undergo the full evaluation process. And you can check further details in the eligibility and evaluation guidelines that can be found in our website. So in the content eligibility, we have two steps. Firstly, an artificial intelligence tool is capable to detect those proposals with a very low probability of being selected by analyzing text fields, but not including personal data. When our artificial intelligence tool flags one of the proposals as with low probability of being selected, these proposals are checked by human experts, and they are the ones that validate the suggestion by the AI and decide if the application is ultimately dismissed or, on the contrary, undergoes the evaluation process. Please remember that during the whole eligibility process, but also during the whole evaluation process, no redress or appeal procedures will be admitted. On the other hand, this is new from this year and will affect proposals for the following year. The PL and PIs of the proposal dismissed by the content eligibility process in this edition of the call will be prevented from participating as PLs in the following edition of the call. Keep in mind that if your proposal last year in last edition was dismissed in the content eligibility, this year you can submit your proposal as PL. But if this year your proposal doesn't fulfill the content eligibility, you will be prevented from submitting a proposal the following year as project leader. Okay, and something also really important is that not report or feedback will be provided for dismissed proposals at this stage. And I'll give the floor to my colleague Carla, who will explain a few things about the online system.
Thank you, Nes. Thank you very much. So yes, I'm going to be sharing with you some important details related to the submission process in the online system. If we go ahead, I'll be starting to talk about the different user rules. First of all, two important ideas. The application must be submitted in English, as Ines said before, and please make sure that you have the platform in English to make sure that all validations are okay. Any related questions that you have, please send us an email to the contact email related to the program. You might see other contact emails in the online platform, but it is better for us and we can assure a faster answer if you use our contact email. Relating to user roles, different user roles that have a paper that are part of the process. First of all, project leader, the researcher responsible of presenting the application on behalf of all the members of the consortium, if applicable. Just remind you again, the submission is open now up to November 19th, 2 o'clock. It is an automatic closure, so anything that happens over 2 o'clock is gonna be withdrawn. Principal investigators are the research representative for each organization of the consortium. They need to be invited by the PL to be part of the proposal. You do not need to register in advance. Once you are invited by the PL, you get the registration process on place. Also, civil society organizations that also have to be invited by the PL. For example, our organizations as patient organizations that can add knowledge to the application. And the organization manager is the organization representative in the platform, and you need his or her validation to be able to submit the proposal. Once an application is open and moves to the draft status, so you are able to see all the tabs related to the application, the organization manager related to your organization gets an email and see your application in his actions section to be able to approve your participation to this call associated to this organization. You have all the time a validation button that checks the same validations for the submission button. So we recommend you to use it during the submission process to make sure that you are fulfilling everything that is needed. Be aware that once you submit the application, no changes can be made, even if the submission deadline is not yet achieved. Once you submit the proposal, no changes can be made. Okay, if we go ahead to the next section. As I was telling you before, you need to, PL needs to invite the PIs and the CSOs, okay? There's an invitation section on the left side of the proposal on the blue menu once you get the draft status. At that point, if you have selected consortium or single with civil society organizations, you will be able to access this menu and choose the role of the person that you are inviting, as you can see on the slide. Just a few important things. If you are inviting someone that is already registered in the system, please make sure that you are using the same email that they have on their registration profile. If not, the system will think that is a new user. They will send that user to registration, and the system will detect that ID is already in the system, and you will need to do the process over again. So check with your colleagues if you are inviting them, if they're already in the platform. Also, only one PI per research performing organizations. We recommend you to invite all the members of the proposal at once to make sure that, as they will need to accept the invitation, and once they do it, they will be able to accept and you will be able to add them in the budget or in the Gantt sections where you need to add and the organization that is taking part on those activities. If you need to remove any member of the that has been invited and accepted, that removal implies that the PI is already assigned and accepted. We'll need to approve again the second step of the invitations. So how do the invitations work? Two steps are required. First of all, when the project leader sends the invitation, you will get an email with a link. Clicking that link, you will see a pop-up window where to accept and decline the invitation. That means that you accept and get access to the application. Then you will be able to check that application. And once you are sure that you want to participate, you need to fulfill the second step in the action section where you formally accept that you want to be part of this application. So remember, 2 steps. First step is not enough to be part of the proposal. And only if 2 steps are done, PL will be able to submit. Again, things related to invitations that I want to remind you. In case of declining invitations, PL must discard the non-accepted invitations that were sent. From both steps, the project participant section at the end of the project team tab, and from the invitation section. So don't remember, please, that if you need to remove someone from the proposal, you need to remove them from both steps. Again, only one PI per research performing organizations. Invitations that are mistaken, or because you invite 2 persons from the same organization, or because you invite a role that make nonsense with the application, will be automatically removed, and the project leader and the person invited will get an email informing that it has been removed from the application and why. If you have any doubt on that, contact us on the contact email, and we will help you on the process. You can always check the status of your participations at the end of the project team tab. Going to another section, reference and publications. At the end of the project team tab, you have a section to add publications related to the team members, and at the end of the project tab, you have a section to add reference related to the scientific text of your proposal. It is a really easy process, but it has different steps. First of all, click the Add Publication button, and some windows will appear. If we need to go to the next section, then click on Tools to be able to use and search the publication in PubMed. If you want to add a publication that you cannot find in PubMed, or that is a preprint, or anything that you think that is important for the project, you can add that publication manually. But we recommend you to use the PubMed tool to add the already registered publications. Once you search the publication, use any of the keywords or the tools that are offered in the system. In the search, the publications will appear in the search, and you select them and click the plus button to add them to the proposal. Then it will be shown that selection, and you need to create the transaction to formally add those publications on your proposal. You will need to save draft to see them at the end of the tab, the project team tab, or the scientific project tab. Once last step is needed, then go to the button Edit Publication List to be able to add the order related to that publications. The advantage from the last years is that you can add the publications in any order, that you will be later on able to change the order in the publication list, or even if you delete or move any publications. It is really easy. You just need to drag and move up or down the publication from the list, and finally accept the order that you are convinced with. Once all the publications are added related to the team members or the PIs on the proposal, you need to explain why those publications are relevant on that proposal. Just to remind you, you can only add a maximum of 5 publications related to the PL, and 5 for each PI related to the proposal. So you go to the My Publications related to the proposal section, open the table. There will be a drop down where you can select the DOI related to that publication, and then add the statement describing the significance of that publication for the proposal. Any change, and this is really important, any change on step 1 or 2, so that means adding a new publication, deleting a publication, or changing the order of the publication, will change the information of this table. So if you do any change on step 1 or 2, please go back to the table and refresh that information to make sure that the information is updated properly also in this section, and the peer reviewers later on are able to follow the information related to your publications. Okay, finally, for the Gantt diagram, Once your PIs, if applicable, have accepted your invitation, same as for the budget, you will be able to see them in the list of the task responsible and choose them from that list. By adding a plus button, first of all, open the table. Then by adding a plus button, you can add tasks on that table and add all the information related. Tasks can be deleted, you can reorder the tasks and save the table before closing. Once you have added your tasks, click Save Draft on your application to be able to see the Gantt diagram on the proposal. Tasks will be automatically ordered and organized by work package first, and in the same work package by the starting date. As a new for this year, we are offering you some AI tools for you to use under your decision. First of all, there's a chatbot that provides answers to questions related to the call, including the submission process. Those answers are based in the same documents that you can find in the website. Chatbot should not give you any advice. Obviously, it's the first year and it's an AI tool. We have trained the chatbot and worked with the chatbot in that sense, but I wouldn't get any advice or ask any advice for the chatbot. The main idea here is, as there's a lot of documentation, if you wanna ask things related to rules of participation, the submission manual, the evaluation guidelines, you can go straight forward and ask for that information through the chatbot. You can also find a writing assistant tool that will make suggestions or corrections or improvement related to the language of your application. You can only use the writing assistant once the application is already written. So in any case, we'll write the application for you or we'll generate any content related to that application. Once these sections are written, you can request for a suggestions or an improvement on English purpose, on language purpose, or grammatical purpose. These tools should be used only considering necessary. Is under your decision to use or not those tools. Response of those tools, mainly on the writing assistants, will vary depending on the demand or the volume of the tasks at that moment. So I would say don't wait until an hour before submitting to check all these tools, because at that point maybe it's a little bit busy. Even if you are using those tools, the responsibility of the use or reliance upon the information provided is on you, is on the user. This is only AI, only give you suggestions, is your final decisions on what you include, apply, or believe related to the AI tools. So any comma related to the application, if you use these tools or any other tools outside our system, is on you. These tools are hosted in private servers. So anything that is checked by these tools is not checked with or made public in any way. And that's all related to this section. Just to remind you again, helpful documents that you can find on our website, even the fact section, our contact email, and that later on the video of this informative session will be also on our website if you want to check anything later on. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Ines and Carla, for the presentation. Now we give the floor to the audience to solve doubts and questions. So if you have a question, please raise hand under the reaction button. We will ask you to accept to be panelist. And once you have been given the floor, please connect your microphone and your camera and ask your question. Actually, we have already some hands up, so we can start, yeah. So please go ahead. Margarida Diaz, you can accept. You have to accept to be panelist, and then you will have the... Right, Margarida, we have you here. Go ahead. Thank you.
Hello. Good morning. Thank you for the presentation. I was wondering regarding if I want to add in this project a hospital, so I would they would provide they would collect samples from patients, or I would access as well their biobank. How hospitals can be added to these proposals? They are not, I think, social separated entities like the patient, right? So could you elaborate on that?
You want to go ahead, Ines, or you want me to?
So, okay, the main difference between a CSO, civil society organization, and a PI or a partner organization is the kind of activities they are performing in the project. So all organizations performing scientific activities, they should be included as partners, and they should have a budget associated. In the case of CSOs, they do not perform scientific activities, and they can have a budget associated or not. They cannot have it. So, I mean, hospitals, it depends on the kind of activities they will be performing. In your case, if they are providing samples or you are using their biobank, but they will not receive budget, or they will not have a very specific scientific activity, they can be considered CSOs. But if they will have budget, or they will perform some activities rather different from just supplying samples, they can be considered partner organizations.
Thank you.
Okay, next question from someone named C. Mateo. So please, Mateo, accept to be panelist. Right, we have you here. If you wanna open your microphone and yes.
Thank you very much for the presentation. Just a minor question related to the publications of the project team. If there are relevant project publications from other persons that are not the project leader or principal investigator of the team, can they be included here if they are part of the project team? Or these are publications only from the project leader and project principal investigators?
No, if those publications are important for the project, all these sections related to the project leader are always related to the project leader and the team of the project leader. Same for the PI and the team of the PI. As you can check on the application form when it requests the expertise of the PL related to the proposal and its team. Same for the publication. So if there's any publication related to the team for the host organization, so the PL or the PIs, add them within the 5 publications related to the PL or those PIs.
Okay, thank you very much.
Thank you. So let's give the floor to Antonio Mulero. Right, Antonio, we have you here. Go ahead. Open your microphone.
Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Yes.
Perfectly.
Thank you very much for the talk. I was wondering if there are special requirements or if it's allowed to have co-funding of this grant with other grants in other European countries. We are planning a multi-site, multi-country clinical trial, and each country should secure their funding through grants. So I was wondering if you have an answer on that.
Okay, so nice to have you here, Antonio. This grant is not compatible with other grants that fund the same activities, so the project cannot be co-funded by 2 different entities. So if you are asking,
it will be different because we will fund the recruitment and activities of the Spanish sites, while the other countries will fund their own recruitment.
So I don't know if Carla is here or not, because I'm not sure about the answer to this question, but you can write an email and we will check the specific situation. But the important thing here is that the same project cannot be co-funded by us and by other entity. So I think we've lost Carla, but drop us an email and we will check it.
Okay, thank you very much.
Thank you, Antonio. Yeah, you can just write an email to health research contact to Fundación La Caixa org, and then we will answer your specific question. Okay, so next one will be someone named Inti. So please give the floor to the next assistant. Right. Go ahead, open your microphone. And...
Hello, can you hear me?
Yeah, sure,
Yes.
perfectly.
Okay. I just have a very simple question. I'm just curious about the AI evaluation, because you said that the application will be made by AI agents. So do you have any tips, any advices to be successful in the application? I know how the process is done, and I just want to know that, because maybe we can have something good here, but we cannot transmit very well the application, and we just want to know how we should address this application, because it will be evaluated by an AI agent. So do you have tips or something?
So you are referring to the AI tool that we use for the content eligibility phase? Is that, I mean?
No, you said that the application will be made first selected by AI, then
Okay.
yeah. Okay.
So yeah, we call this the content eligibility. So this is, you submit your proposal, and all proposals submitted to the call, they will undergo this content eligibility, which is mediated by an AI tool. So this tool is made of 3 algorithms. They are trained with previous editions proposals of this call, and they assess the probability of a specific application to be finally funded in this call or not. So if all 3 algorithms flag a proposal as with low probability of being finally funded, then this is checked by human experts that will confirm or reject the AI suggestion, let's say. So I mean, a human is always involved in the loop, even though we are using an AI tool, and we cannot give you specific tips or advices to undergo this phase. But the process is as I've mentioned, and you can also find more details in the eligibility and evaluation guideline in our website. And also we have a published paper explaining the whole process in detail if you want if you want to know things more in depth.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you, Elena. Okay, so next, Olga.
Yes. Hello, good morning.
Quick comment.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Thank you so much for the very nice and detailed presentation. I'm at the very basic level, and I was wondering, I mean, I have some really basic doubts about what role to choose on my application. We are running a prospective study where we are the promoters on the hospital. We are the promoters, but I'm not the PI. I'm the research leader. And I would like to ask whether I could join. I mean, I could apply as a PI or co-PI even. So that's my very basic question.
Okay. So
I have some problems. I mean, understanding well what you call the project leader and what you call the PI of the project, the application.
Yeah. Okay. So in our applications, in the applications, we always have this figure of the host organization, and the host organization needs a representative that we call the project leader, the PL. the host organization will be responsible of managing everything related to the project in case if it is finally funded, and they will receive the funds, then distribute them among the other partners. So, and it should be based in Spain or Portugal. So the host organization is usually the one that has the stronger scientific part on the project. Okay, and the PL is the representative of the host organization. Then we have the partner organizations, which are scientifically represented by one principal investigator each. So there can be only one PI per partner organization. And they need to have budget assigned, as I was mentioning before. And they are also carrying out scientific activities, but let's say they are not like, they do not have such a responsibility as the host organization. So we don't have this figure of co-PI. There's only one PI per organization, and in the case of the host organization, this is the PL, the project leader. And yeah, I don't know if I've made clear.
Yeah, just to be sure, because I mean, if for example, if I apply as the PI of the application, and the research, I guess the lead research organization could be the PI of the project itself we are running. So who is the promoter as well of the study, or should I put the PI explicitly the same PI as the?
No, so the PI in our application should be the contact person, let's say, of the partner organization and the one leading this part of the project. But it is not necessary that it matches the PI of a lab or of whatever. The only requirement is that you have a PhD, right?
7 years.
7 years after the PhD, and that's all.
Okay.
But it's necessary that it's the same PI as, I mean, that is your boss.
Okay, and then I could invite all investigators collaborating in the study for this research call, this application, right? I could join, I mean, invite all the investigators working in the group. I mean,
if you are the project leader, you will be inviting the PIs, and then you will have a section to describe your team. So you can write there the names and the specific activities of your team members. But invitations are only made by the project leader to the principal investigators or CSO's representative.
okay.
You cannot invite people from your organization.
That's it.
Okay. So if we are only one organization,
That's all.
we need to apply as project leader,
Exactly.
and that's it. Okay.
That's it. Yeah.
Thank you very much. Thank you.
Thank you, Olga. Just let you know that we can see all the people which is with handing the hands. So don't worry, we have a queue. So we are one by one. So next one, we have to give the floor to Tatiana Vilasa. Welcome, Tatiana. Just go ahead.
Hello, can you hear me? Yeah, okay, hello. Thank you for your presentation. I have a question related to the thematic areas of this call. One of them is cardiovascular and associated metabolic diseases. Within this specific topic, would it be acceptable to focus primarily on metabolic diseases with associated cardiovascular conditions? Okay, and just to confirm.
There should be a link with the cardiovascular diseases, but if this link exists, it's okay.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you very much. Next one will be Leonor Matos. We have Joan Valls here. Okay, so Joan, you are lucky. Or next.
Hi, thank you very much. Good morning to everyone. So my name is Joan Valls. I am professor at the University of Lleida and also associated scientist to the WHO. I'm mainly working in Latin America, in epidemiological studies on cervical cancer prevention. And just I have a specific question. I would like to apply to this grant for studies that have been already finished. So this will be just for epidemiological studies to assess the best strategies for cervical cancer prevention. My question is this kind of research would be fitting to this grant? Thanks very much.
Yeah, we include epidemiological studies as a scope of the grant. Yeah.
Okay, thanks very much.
Thank you. So now, Leonor. Ooh.
Good morning. Can you hear me?
Yeah, perfect.
Okay.
Go ahead.
So my question is regarding, I'm sorry, maybe you said this several times just to be sure. So imagine that I have a partner that I don't want to be a part of the partners, the official PIs, let's say it like this, but actually this it's a company that will provide a service, and this service is important for the project. Should this company be put as a CSO? Should it be just a service and then and stay as a service from, so a part of the budget, even if actually no assigned budget comes from there? I don't know if I'm being clear or not. But basically, it's an important organization that will give us support to the possibility to disseminate the project. So it's also actually very important for dissemination, but maybe it can be put as a CSO.
But is it a company? I mean, is it for-profit organization?
It is a for-profit organization. That's why I don't think it can be a CSO. But it will. That's why it's not a. It is not a partner. It's also not a CSO as for what I understood then, because it's a company, but it's a company that will allow for the dissemination of the project as the project is designed. And so we need their support for dissemination. Should it just be part of the budget? Can I, for example, attach a document just showing their ability to help in the dissemination? I don't know.
I mean, the only way to include companies in the application is subcontracting them.
Yeah.
So they cannot be partners, they cannot be CSOs, but
yeah,
if you want to include them, you should add them in the subcontracting budget.
Okay.
Part.
Or if they are based on dissemination, you can mention them on the dissemination.
Section.
Yeah, exactly.
But they cannot have a role that's specific for non-profit organizations.
Yeah. Okay. That's just what I needed to be sure. Okay, perfect. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you, Leonor. So next.
Hi, I don't know if it's me. I think so. The next one, yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you for the presentation. I have two easy questions, which are that regarding the PL, the guidelines state that the link between the PL and the host institution must remain in force for the duration for the project. Does this requirement also apply to PIs?
Yes, mainly. I mean, the initial idea is that the consortium should be stable during the time of the project. I mean, we know that life changes and that research is alive and that anything could happen. And if it does, we will analyze every situation. But that is a structural change. And some of those are mentioned in the grant agreement. And if we think that they could put the project in risk, we could consider not accepting those changes. At the end, if it does not, or if it does not make the project worse, we like to be open-minded. But mainly, and for the, I would say, first answer that we have to give you is that consortium should be stable or as stable as possible during the duration of the project.
Okay, thank you.
Also, if you already know that
something's going to happen
from this point to the start of the project, something may change. I mean, you are transitioning from one organization to the other. Just
we need to
email to us,
email.
and we will
okay.
let you know how to proceed.
It's mainly because the resources related to your organization and the team and everything is considered in the evaluation. So what we have to make sure is that any change that you could request if you are selected keeps that properly safe, somehow said. We like to be flexible, but we have to keep that in mind.
Okay, thank you. And the other question is regarding the number of proposals that can be submitted. The guideline sets a limit for PLs, but we need to know if it's a specific mention for PIs or if
There
a
are no
person can, there is no limit, right?
limit for PIs
Okay.
or team members.
Okay, thank you so much. That's all.
Thank you, Beatriz. So next will be Gustavo Adolfo.
Hello, good morning to everybody. My name is Gustavo Hernandez. I'm associate professor at the Technical University of Madrid, UPM, in the Faculty of Computer Science. Actually, our question is when we are checking off ICT enabling technologies, what's the maturity level expected of that one? Is this just a proof of concept, or it is expected something that goes mature, that close to the market? And related to that as well, in terms of impact, what are the expectations of these projects? Thank you.
Okay, so in terms of the level of maturity of the project, there's no specificity. We are receiving really basic projects or projects more near to the market, as you were mentioning, so no limitations in there. And in terms of impact, I'm not sure how to answer that question. I don't know what you are expecting us to.
Yeah,
to
no,
say,
perhaps because I mean I have never applied to these grants. It's the first I'm very interested in, but normally in European grants, that it's where I'm mainly focused on. We need to demonstrate that our solutions are going to have some kind of impact, like accepted, used, generally validated at relevant scenarios, depending on even business plan, like how we plan that this might reach the market. And but as far as I understand, then the scope is different, right?
No, yeah, this is a research call. So we also have an innovation call that will be open in January, if I'm not wrong, or December. So in that call, yeah, you have to write a business plan, and you are asked specific questions about your a potential future application or adaptation to the market or whatever. But this is a research call, so the main questions are related to the research of yeah.
If I can add, in the same call, we fund basic clinical and translational applications. So what it has to make sense is that in the impact section that will be requested, that impact is related to the type of application you are presenting and makes sense to the type of application you are presenting. Not expectations on that. I mean, this is a health research call, as Ines was saying. So that is the goal.
Great, thank you very much.
Thank you. Next will be Maria Jose Sanchez.
Hello.
Hi, Maria Jose, go ahead.
Yeah, thank you very much. My question, I think that it is clear for me, but just to double, I need a double confirmation. So we are a group of 3 PIs. One will be in the research performing organization and will be the project leader. But the other 2 legs of the project, we belong to the Spanish National Research Council, but different institutes. So would there be only one PI?
Exactly.
Okay.
Exactly. The other one can be mentioned as team member.
Okay.
But if they both belong to the CSIC, then they are considered one institution.
Okay. Thank you very much.
This is agreed with CSIC to be done this way.
Okay. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Thank you. Next question is coming from Pablo Gulayin.
A good pleasure. Thank you very much for the presentation. I'm a cardiologist from the Institute of Clinical Effectiveness and Health Policy in Buenos Aires, Argentina. Thank you very much. So just to double check, 2 questions. In addition to epidemiological studies, do you also are accepting implementation science projects, specifically in the field of cardiovascular disease? Could be clinical trials aiming to improve the implementations of clinical recommendations?
Yes,
that was
yes.
One question.
They are included in the scope of the grant. Yeah.
Thank you. Regarding the consortium, just to double check, in the budget, 30% of the budget have to be in the case of consortium assigned to the foreign institution, right?
Well, a maximum of 30% can be assigned to institutions outside of Spain and Portugal. This is not mandatory. You can create a consortium between Spanish institutions, and that 100% of the budget will remain in Spain. But the maximum is 30%.
Okay, and that it is a way to specify that in the budget when we specify each item to or there's a section for Spanish and Portuguese institution, and then a section for each institution.
The system already knows once you invite a partner that's part of an organization, that organization has the country on the system. So the system knows the organizations that are outside of Spain and Portugal. So that is a validation that is already in place in the system.
Thank you very much.
You're welcome.
Thank you, Pablo. And Maria Vega is next participating. Maria, your microphone is closed.
Now?
Yeah,
Yeah,
now it's okay.
Okay. Yeah, just one question. I would like to know, how will the CVs of the PE and PL will be evaluated? Will only the PL experience be assessed in the call for the proposal, or will be the CV and experience of having a complementary PE in a specific research area also be taken into account?
Well, there's no a formal CV anywhere. So
Okay.
when the project
Well,
comes up, sorry?
No, yeah, like not formal CV, like the whole experience or the publications and the experience with other projects related to the area. It's just the experience of the PL or the PE is going to be taken into account too.
Yes, there's a section for each PL and PI, and the information requested is related to the PL and the team of the host organization. So it is up to you how you write your proposal, but we request the information on the expertise that is interesting for that proposal related to the PL and the team. Same for each PI, and each PL and PI have their own section to facilitate that information. It is all written by the PL, but the information from the PIs, part of the consortium, is also there. The same exact information requested for the PL and the team is requested for the PIs and the team. Even there's a section, although it's different, for civil society organizations to be able to explain what they are adding, what value they are adding to the proposal. So any organization or research person participating in the proposal is considered on the expertise related to that proposal.
Thank you.
There's even a section to justify the consortium itself and the complementarity of the different members of the consortium.
Okay, great. Thank you.
Thank you. Next question from Marcos. Are you there, Marcos?
Yes, I'm here.
Welcome.
Yep. Thank you first for the presentation and your time. I think it's a basic question. I don't know. It's if I'm working with a CSO, that should be a consortium, or it could be just with the host organization in a collaboration with the CSO.
Yes, it could be a single proposal, so one research performing organization and a CSO.
Yeah, but I mean, as CSO, you cannot submit a proposal on your own. You need
No.
Okay.
I will collaborate with the CSO, but I don't need to create a consortium to work with the CSO.
No, you don't need it. It's two different questions itself. If you're a single organization, I mean, only one research performing organization or more than one, then is a consortium, and you can be single with a CSO or consortium with or without CSO.
Okay. Yep. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Thank you. So next will be Arantxa Ayuk.
Hi, good morning. I
Hi, good
have
morning,
two
Arantxa.
short questions. One is regarding in case one of the PIs from a foreign institution who has never participated in La Caixa call when we are creating the proposal, does their institution also need to validate it, or the validation is only required for the host institution of the project leader?
Yeah, you only need the approval from the host organization to be able to submit. But when the PIs from any organization accept their participation on the to the proposal, they do it declaring that they have informed their organizations that they are applying to this call. And this is important because later on, if you are selected, these organizations are cited in the grant agreement, and you need to do a consortium agreement. So they have to be aware of.
And the other is because in the past we used to fill all the proposal, just the part from the host organization and additionally the partners or the PI sections. There is a possibility for the PIs that edit and fill the online application, or they only have a view access to the there is no option.
There is no option, and this is rationally decided because imagine that you the PI about submitting something. So for us, the coordination of the PL and the host organization is really valuable on that, and they are in charge of submitting.
Yeah, we used to do it like this, but one partner asked us, I can just write all the information required regarding the publications and everything, or my team directly to the platform. I don't think so, but I just to double check with you. Okay, thank you so much. Bye.
Thank you.
Thank you. Joana Costa, floor is yours.
Hello, good morning.
Hello, Joana.
Thank you. Hi. I would just like to clarify something that it was actually from the first question. So if we have a project where we have the PL and the host organization, but in the project we will use some samples, for example, from a biobank. But the biobank will not need to become a partner of the project, correct? So we can put in direct costs as a service, and then it's a... So in the first question, you said that if there is something similar, for example, and the project needs, for example, to access, have some recruitment patients in an hospital, but it's only that part of the project, so there is not a specific scientific or intellectual collaboration in the project from that hospital. Why do we need to include that hospital as a partner of the project? Or CSO?
I mean,
maybe I misunderstood, because it was said that it would become as a CSO in the project, and I couldn't understand why.
Okay, this depends mainly on the activities the hospital or whichever organization will have in the project. And also, I mean, if you don't consider they should be part of the consortium, or they should not be considered CSOs because the reasons you wish, you don't need to include them. I mean, this is a matter of how you write your proposal and how you introduce the consortium.
I probably misunderstood your comments to the first question, because and then I thought that maybe I was not understanding this well. Okay,
if you want to include them, you can do it, but if you don't need to include them, it's okay.
If I can add to that, the civil society organizations are meant to be civil society organizations from the start. So
like the legal entity as a civil, so it's their mission. Yeah,
exactly. We were thinking about patient associations that usually help.
Of course.
It is true, and we have to be transparent with you that in some situations, some projects include hospitals as civil society organizations, if they have an active part with samples or patients, but not research performing activities. So it is a situation that we were not expecting from the beginning, but that sometimes happens. So when that question comes up, we openly say that some projects do so, but it is true that civil society organizations were meant to be patient organizations, foundations that add knowledge, value, and usually participate in dissemination and do activities with general public.
Yes, so we just, of course, we include all the relevant information in the proposal, but then depending on the role, it will become, because in the hospital, it will, if it becomes, coming with a CSO. No, I understand, because the CSO does not need to have a PI, so you can include it in any.
It's only the organization itself.
It was a misunderstanding, sorry. I'm completely clear on it. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. So next question from Irene Gañán. Irene, you are welcome.
Hello, good morning. Thank you for the presentation. My question is actually related to the previous and building on the first one. For individual grants, where my institution will be the only one carrying out a scientific activity, how can I acknowledge or report collaborations that are with other research institutes? So I understand that it's a research institute, it doesn't qualify as a CSO, but they are giving me some samples from their lab. They're not going to analyze them. I will, but I need to somehow acknowledge the fact that they are giving me this very specific samples that they process from a clinical study. So can I attach a collaboration letter somewhere, or is this not necessary?
No, this is not necessary. You can add them, or you can explain this in the part of the proposal you consider more suitable. Maybe you want to explain this in the scientific part of the proposal, or in the team members and project team tab. Is up to you, but we do not require letters or anything similar.
Okay, but they can't be, they shouldn't be team members, right? Because it's a different institution.
No, they cannot be
They
team
cannot
members.
be team
Exactly.
members, but you, I mean, where in the field you find more suitable, you can explain the situation and
Okay, so maybe in the scientific part,
Exactly.
wherever I say these samples will come from da da da.
Methodology or scientific approach, whatever you think is best, depending on how you are running your proposal, that will be more than enough. It is what usually happens.
Okay, but there's no need for collaboration letter or anything.
no.
Okay, thank you very much.
You're welcome.
Thank you for your question. And next question comes from Francisco Nunes. Francisco.
Hello, thank you for the presentation. I wanted to make a question about the enabling technologies thematic area. I understood from the call, and you also mentioned that enabling technologies applications can be excluded if the focus of the work is more on a biomedical research problem, but it's not entirely clear always what that is the case, right? And we might have, I don't know, we are planning to do a project on biomarkers for ALS based on technology, right? And there is a clinical problem that is a research problem. There's also a technology related one. How do we make the choice on whether to go with one or the other? Are there any tips that you have regarding this?
The core of the proposal has to be the developing of a new technology. That has to be the core of the proposal to be part of enabling technologies. So if you are using a technology to do something, that's not enabling technologies. But if you are the core of the proposal, the main core of the proposal, mainly because you will have experts on that panel that their expertise is more centered on that, obviously on biomedical different areas, but their expertise is going to be focused on that.
Okay, thank you very much. If I can just add
sure.
one extra, I wanted to ask if there are specific measures to ensure that not only very experienced or very old professors get projects put into place into the evaluation of the PLs and PIs, or whether it's better to find an old professor to join the program.
I mean, you're asking if it's good to have a senior researcher in the project? Is that what I
That would always be clear to me. I wanted to ask if, because now the narrative evaluation of the CVs is more and more trying to reflect different career types and ensuring that the researchers are the best possible, but not only looking at publications. And I wanted to ask if the evaluation procedure has any of this to promote a more less senior.
Yes. Yes, we don't have CVs. We don't request a huge track record. When you get into the system, you will see the information requested to the project team, but it's always focused and related to the expertise of every member with that proposal. So and even on the complementarity of the application. And that is written in the guide of evaluation, and we ensure and reinforce that to our reviewers. The only request is that you have more than 7 years after your PhD. No. Besides that, what we request them for the team is the potentiality of that team to do that proposal, and the complementary of the consortium, if applicable. That is, I would say, the most important thing related to the team. And obviously, you can never control what each reviewer does, but we check one by one the evaluations, and we reinforce that idea.
Thank you very much.
You're welcome.
Thank you, Francisco. Next will be Silvia. I'm sorry, Silvia, but I don't want to make a mistake and pronouncing your last name. So you can
Yes, don't worry.
tell us.
Hello.
You can tell us.
Yes, yes. Silvia Ceccacci. Yes, it's an Italian surname.
Great.
Hello, everyone. Thank you for the presentation. Yeah, so I have a question regarding the topics, let's say. So, for example, is computational modeling and simulations are they relevant topics for the call? So, say biofluids simulations or these kind of things.
I mean, the only aspect we are expecting from applications is that they are focused on biomedical problems. So
okay,
we are computational biology addressed to biomedical problems would be okay.
If the core is that, you will be enabling technology project based in one disease specifically, depending on how it's planned or
okay, so it should be embedded within the enabling technology sort of.
Depending on how you're facing that proposal. If the computational part is not the core of the proposal, but if you're developing whatever it is, we get AI proposals that developing is the core of the proposal applied to something, then that is the semantic area. If not, if that is a tool that you're using, then it's disease area.
Okay. Okay,
so that
perfect.
Is more on you to check whatever it fits the most.
Okay, perfect. Thank you.
Welcome.
Thanks.
Thank you, Silvia.
Thanks.
So, Isabel Martinez, welcome.
Hi, thank you for the presentation. I just want to quickly double check something that you've mentioned, but I'm not sure I understood correctly. The only limitation for research organizations outside of Spain or Portugal is the percentage of the budget that they can get, but they can use it for exactly the same things as a Spanish or Portuguese organization. So hire personnel, buy equipment if necessary or whatever.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay, perfect. That was my doubt. Thank you.
Thank you, Isabel. Next, Alicia, please make your question.
Okay, thank you. My question relates to the artificial intelligence tool that checks for the eligibility content. In one of the slides, I think I saw that it analyzed text fields, but all the sections, any particular sections, because in the last call, we were flagged by the AI. We want to resubmit again. We will change, but we are not sure what needs to be changed. Is it the way it is written? It is just the science behind? So it's very difficult to know how to address.
The content eligibility checks, the algorithms check scientific text, not in any case personal data, not at all, not even the name of the organization, and not even the information on the project team tab. It checks the scientific text, so preliminary results, scientific approach, methodology. This is the only information that is given to the algorithms. And algorithms have been trained with all the information related to the previous editions of the call within the text, scientific text, and the scores obtained on the remote evaluation. And with that, the algorithm is quite precise to find correlations and detect and calculate probabilities of being selected. And proposals with low probability of being selected are flagged. That is the way that it works. We have 3 different algorithms, and proposals only are flagged if 3 of them agree on that is a proposal with low probability of being selected. And that those are checked by human beings that confirm that situation or not. Maybe it's a proposal that is really out of the box and they have the last word of it could be a false positive or a false negative or whatever. So at the end, the final decision is based in 2 human beings.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome.
Thank you, Alicia. So next question comes from Maria.
Hi.
Hello, Maria.
Hello.
Yeah.
Thank you very much for the talk. I have 2 questions. One regarding to the references and publication content. The 5 publications are just for is 5 publications for each PI or in total?
For each PI or PL.
Okay, thank you.
If you're a consortium of 4, you can add up to 20 publications.
Okay, thank you. Second is about the budget. If you pretend to externalize wet lab tasks, for example, using Olink, in the budget, this should be included as a direct experimental cost or as a subcontracting?
That's more in how your organization considers that service. We have different cases. For example, there are some organizations that have that service in-house, but it is a service that has to be paid, and then it's usually more a direct cost. But if you have to go externally, sometimes it's easier to do that as a subcontracting. It is more, I mean, we are flexible on that. It has to make sense, but it is more related on how your organization considers that expense on their own classification later on for the justification.
Okay, so thank you very much for the answer.
Thank you. Next, now Maria Ruiz.
Good morning, thank you. Just a quick question. We were wondering if there's a maximum in the budget that could be allocated to another company that we are subcontracting. Is there a maximum?
No, there's no.
If it's Spanish one, I mean, I know if it's from outside, yes, but if we are subcontracting a company to do some activities, do we have a maximum that can be given? No limit in the budget.
There are no limits in the budget concepts, but budget is one of the aspects evaluated by reviewers, so it has to make sense. As Carla was saying before, you can distribute budget as you wish, but it has to make sense.
The 30% limitation, Spain and Portugal, is for partners and CSOs. So subcontracting has no limitation on that.
Fantastic. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Rita Pacheco, please go ahead.
Hello, sorry. Thank you so much for your wonderful presentation. I think they already answered my question, but just here for double check. In the individual projects, there are no PIs, is it?
Exactly.
Only project leaders. Yes. Could it be that the team members can be from other research institutions? In Portugal, we have something as the institution, and then we have the research centers. Some of those are allocated in the same university. So could it be that we could have as the host institution the university instead of a scientific research center?
It has to be, I mean, we consider an organization if it has a bad number. So as someone was asking before, CSIC is one organization, but it has 133, I think it's 133 research centers. So that for us, it's only one organization. So people from different centers can only have one PI, rest are team members, because it's considered one organization. We know that in Portugal, different than in Spain. In Spain, you have a college here, you have a university, and all the faculties like Universidad de Barcelona has medicine, has physics, they have the same bat number. So for us, it's one organization. So you can only have a PI, even if you've got a team working in medicine and you have a team working in physics. We know that in Portugal is different and that you have different bat numbers for faculties. So we cannot avoid that. It is more how you wanted to distribute the project. But if anyone needs to get budget and do research activities, or they are part of the same organization, or it has to be built through a consortium. You cannot be able to send budget anywhere, nor even define that they are task responsibles or whatever.
Okay, thank you very much. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Thank you very much. Carla Sakouto. Welcome.
Hey, good morning. Thank you so much for the wonderful presentation and for addressing all these questions. I have a quick question about the my topic, if it's eligible for the current call. So together with two international colleagues, we are aiming to develop AI-based technology to improve training of cardiac arrest or cardiac pulmonary resuscitation. So as this is a technology to improve training and not providing a direct healthcare intervention, I'm wondering if it fits in the current call.
I'm not, I think we cannot provide you an answer on that. So maybe write an email to health research
With more details.
at contact.fundacionlacaixa.org and with more details on that, and we will check it.
Okay, so my question was just if you are including in this call other technologies that do not provide the direct improvement of health.
No, it has to be based in one of the thematic areas related to disease.
Yes, and it is.
I mean, we are funding basic translational and clinical research, so you can address a basic research question that will not have a direct impact on health tomorrow, and it's okay. So I don't know if you can fit it there or.
Well, I will not take time. I will write an email and provide further
I'm not sure if
information.
you can now here with more people explain more details. That's why we were offering the option of an email.
Of course, I'll do that. I'll do that. Thank you.
Perfect.
Thank you. Before moving to Concha, I want to tell you that it's 12:30, so we will have 3 more questions and we will finish here, okay? So Concha, now it's your time. Thank you very much.
Okay, thank you. And thank you so much for the nice presentation. My question is very specific because I'm thinking of participating in the enabling technologies issue, right? But I cannot see that it applies to any of the previous 4 topics. So, I mean, because I'm from the robotics field and we are now developing some wearables and rehabilitation robotics for people suffering from ALS. So I don't know if it is really fitting the current call or maybe not.
Well, ALS is a disease.
Yeah, but we are not addressing any of the specific I mean, I don't see how we can fit any of the 4 previous topics. I mean, it says that the enabling technology has to be used to be used in any of the other 4 topics, right? So I don't see physical rehabilitation in any of them. So that is my question.
I mean, usually ALS projects are allocated in the neuroscience thematic area. I mean, I cannot provide advice on your specific project, but usually ALS is in the neuroscience thematic area. But as I was saying in the previous question, if you want to share something more specific, it's better that you write an email.
Okay. Thank you so much. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Next question from Laura Juliana.
Hello. Good
Hello,
morning.
Laura.
Thank you for this convocatory. And my question is simple, that I have a doubt in the basic of the research. My question is, when we have only one institution, no consortium, I will have project leader only or project leader and PI? No.
No. Only project leader and team members belonging to the same institution as the project leader.
Okay, and the other part of the question is that additionality should the host organization be considered that I work in a clinic, but this clinic have a university and a research center. What is the host organization? 3
It is mandatory that the host organization is a research performing organization. So that means that research activities are in its
in this
statute.
Yes.
It's a huge organization, and we have three parts: the university, the clinic, and the research center. In this case, the host organization are the research center, the CIMA in Navarra.
Okay. Universidad de Navarra, CIMA y la Clínica Universidad de Navarra, ¿no?
Exactly.
I would say it's up to you. Oh, we know the three of them, and the three of them have research activities in their rules, in their statutes. So for us, any of them are eligible as organizations. So depending on will be performing the research, I would say is the best decision, or the best option. But again, it's up to you.
It's absent because my investigation are clinic and translational. We haven't basic, and maybe this the clinic or the university.
Doesn't matter, but the host organization is going to be signing the agreement, and it's going to be getting the money. You will not be able to move the money to the other organizations if they're not the host or they're not partners. So that is important on that decision too.
Yeah.
Great. Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
Thank you. So we have ready Maria Eugenia.
Hello.
Be careful that you have the microphone close.
No, you're muted.
You're muted, yeah.
Now, can you hear me?
Now, yeah.
Okay, thank you very much, and sorry for the time. I have two questions, and I hope I don't repeat myself like all in the other questions, because maybe I repeat myself. Well, the first question is, can we apply with a project that has already been started?
That has already been?
Started. So like in a second phase, or, you know?
Yeah, I mean, the important thing
It's
here
okay?
is that it is not funded by us and by other organizations.
Okay.
But if it's a continuation of a project or whatever, that's fine.
Okay. Okay. And the second question is, I think, repeating again. We are three organizations. We are a hospital, a university, and a CSO. And the lab, let's say like that, we are recruiting the lab information in schools. So, and research is being done in the schools, but the analyzing of the data can be maybe made in the university or the hospital. So who shall be the leading here, the host organization? The university or the hospital?
Who is leading the research activities mainly?
But the research is done in the schools.
Yeah, but who is doing the research?
I mean,
The person from the university.
Okay, yeah. So usually the host organization is the one leading the project, so it has more responsibilities to us, and we assume that it has the core part of the project, let's say.
Okay.
So this is up to you.
Okay. Then that's okay, I think. Thank you very much. And congratulations.
Thank you. Good luck.
Thank you very much. So we finish here. Thank you very much, Ines, Carla, 1 year more. And so thank you everybody for your participation, and I will say very good luck with your proposals. So bye. Thank you.
Bye. Thank you.
Bye-bye.